Hello class, today we are going to talk about Schedule I drugs. We will go over the definition and some examples. Defined by the DEA, Schedule I drugs, substances, or chemicals are defined as drugs with no currently accepted medical use and a high potential for abuse. LSD, heroin, ecstasy, and marijuana are some examples. Today I'm going to discuss why marijuana should be declassified from the Schedule I drug list. It is unfair that marijuana is treated the same way as heroin, especially since heroin has a 23% lifetime drug dependence rate, while marijuana is only at 9%. The DEA claims that marijuana has no medical use, but currently there are 16 states that have legalized marijuana for medicinal and/or recreational use. This is contradicting to federal law, and the discrepancies between federal and state statutes allow the feds to charge any person or dispensary, even though it is legal in that specific state. In 1970, Congress declared marijuana to have no medical value, but marijuana was used for Chinese medicine thousands of years ago. In addition, the U.S. Congress had failed to follow its usual review process dictated by the Controlled Substances Act that requires scientific evaluation and testimony before legislative action. It declared cannabis illegal in the absence of such evidence. It is sad to hear that our government couldn't even follow their own regulations and declared marijuana illegal without evidence. In fact, in 1988, Francis L. Young, a DEA chief administrative law judge, stated, "Marijuana in its natural form is one of the safest therapeutically active substances known to man. By any measure of rational analysis, marijuana can be safely used within a supervised routine of medical care. It would be unreasonable, arbitrary, and capricious for the DEA to continue to stand between those sufferers and the benefits of this substance in light of the evidence in this record." No human being has overdosed on marijuana to this day, making it the safest and least risky to use. Marijuana trumps all other drugs and substances when it comes to safety. Let's compare alcohol. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, also known as CDC, reports that more than 30,000 annual U.S. deaths are attributed to the health effects of alcohol. Alcohol use is associated with a wide variety of cancers, including cancers of the esophagus, stomach, colon, lungs, pancreas, liver, and prostate. Marijuana use has not been conclusively associated with any form of cancer. Alcohol is not only bad for the human body, but it can cause violence to occur as well. The National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism estimates that 25 to 30% of violent crimes in the United States are linked to the use of alcohol. It has been proven by many that marijuana holds medical value. It is utilized for controlling pain and symptoms associated with AIDS, nausea, cancer treatments, and much more. So why is marijuana still considered a Schedule I drug if it has medical value and pronounced safer than all other drugs? Good question. I believe marijuana needs to be decriminalized. America has better problems to worry about than a harmless marijuana smoker. In addition, think of all the tax money that would generate if marijuana was regulated by the government. People would be willing to buy marijuana through dispensaries because it is safer than buying on the street. The states that have been legalized marijuana recreationally have set regulations that are alike to alcohol, making it clear that it is not okay to drive under the influence. Regulating marijuana will prevent from losing money to drug cartels and gives America a larger budget to work with. We have an example country to compare. Portugal's decriminalization law abolished any criminal penalty for personal possessions of drugs, and the user is sent to treatment instead if a drug problem is clear and present. After 5 years, the overall drug use declined and the amount of people who sought out for treatment doubled. In addition, they have the lowest rate for marijuana usage, people over 15, which is 10%, while the U.S. is at 39%. Furthermore, more Americans have used cocaine than Portuguese have used marijuana. The government has directed their focus on real crimes now. After comparing marijuana to all other drugs and substances, it would be cruel for the DEA to keep marijuana as a Schedule I drug because it does not fit its definition. America should decriminalize it because it will generate tax money into the government, allowing more time, effort, and money to be spent on more important issues today. And here is my works cited.